Mindfulness isn't difficult. We just need to remember to do it. Sharon Salzberg. Life is busy, especially as an educator. Beyond the planning of lessons and the assessment of student learning, we have the responsibility to care for many students who we care about and want the best for. Our minds are often full of ideas on how to better support the students who need us and figuring out our next steps to get them where they need to be. On top of that, we have to manage our personal lives. It can be a lot and overwhelming at times. That is why it is important to make time to include mindfulness into our lives. Although this might seem easier said than done, there are things we can do to make it happen. The key is to learn how to cue or trigger more mindfulness into our day. Based on the Charles Duhigg habit loop, the cue or trigger is the starting point for establishing new habits in your life. Once learning more about this, I decided to see if it would work. I was struggling to be mindful and felt that my mind was always racing and jumping from one thing to another. My goal was to learn to enjoy the moments more and slow down. I had read about the idea of attaching meaning to a physical object to help control your emotions. I thought it was worth a try, so I began to carry around a smooth stone with the word harmony engraved on it. Each morning, I would pick up the stone and put it in my pocket. In doing so, it was a reminder to start the day being more mindful. Throughout the day, when I slid my hand into my pocket, I would feel the stone and it would remind me to slow down and appreciate the day. Over time, I found I was using the stone more and more to bring me back to a calmer state. When I was stressing out, I would unconsciously reach for the stone and feel its smooth edges. This would help bring my anxiety back down. The stone became a very powerful trigger to help me engage more in the habit of mindfulness. Now, it does not need to be a stone. It can be any physical object that you connect meaning to. I have heard of people using bracelets, necklaces, coins, keychains, etc. Personally, I like to use objects that have meaning to me. For instance, my stone was gifted to me by another educator who I find to be very inspirational. Often, I will hear of educators using student gifts as triggers. They might keep it on their desk or somewhere in sight as a reminder to enjoy the moments with their present students. Beyond physical triggers, we can stack a mindfulness routine onto a pre-existing task or habit. For instance, I love the idea of having meaningful passwords that trigger an intended emotion or habit. Most educators log into their computers many times throughout the day. By changing this password to remind you to take a deep breath and just be in the moment, you are building this healthy practice into your day each time you log in. Another idea is to use your device to help you be more mindful. Something as simple as setting a reminder each day at a specific time might be all that it takes to help build mindfulness into a habit. There are so many apps on the market, such as Calm and Headspace, that will give you the option to set up reminders on your device. These reminders are what will trigger you to make mindfulness part of your everyday life. Time and location can also be used to build and help make this practice into a habit. For instance, you can bookend your day with mindfulness exercises. Perhaps spend an extra couple minutes in bed in the morning and at night focusing on taking deep breaths. Or when you're in the shower, take time to feel the water hitting your skin or smell the fragrance of the soap. This is a great opportunity to learn to be more in the moment and engage with your senses. If you do not shower in the morning, then perhaps sit for an extra couple of minutes in your car in the parking lot. Try listening deeply to your music or mindfully drinking a few sips of coffee. Being mindful is about being in the moment and being deeply aware of your senses. Find a time each day where you can tie this into something you're already doing, and you are more likely to make it a habit. There are so many opportunities to build being more mindful into each day. The key is to have triggers that will initiate this behavior. The more we can do this, the more we are training our brains to be more aware and to focus on the present moment. This will not only reduce our stress, but also bring us more happiness and contentment. Thank you for joining us, and remember to strive for happiness in education. You deserve it.